I don't know why I just had such a freaking hard time turning on this camera. Um, I was distracting myself. I don't know. I was like on a deep scroll before. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I gotta record this video. I need to record this video. I need to record this video. I haven't recorded this video yet. I normally release it on Tuesdays. So like basically like Monday night, like I record it and then I release it on like I release it on like Tuesday. And yeah, what's up y'all? My name is Shamar. Welcome back to the pod. What's up, Shantas game? A little bit of this, a little bit of this. I've gotten away from doing that in my videos, and I really need to bring it back because everything is so like attention based. Like now you have to like have like an intro before you do your whole video, or I don't know, maybe that brings in retention and keeps people engaged before they just click off because everyone's just scrolling. So to keep the attention, you have to have like a 30-second clip at the beginning that's intriguing for people to watch a video long enough to make them watch it throughout the video. So I guess what I want to talk about today is I seen of course I want to talk about myself, but I seen a couple videos, and I don't know why this has been on my algorithm, but I had seen a couple videos on YouTube that was talking about creators quitting because I guess like they had like burnout, or they were or the work is just not consistent. And over like 57% of Gen Z wants to be content creators. Nobody wants to be doctors, lawyers, plumbers, HVAC, all that, 9 to 5 work. And I seen some videos that were like, oh, well, I balanced the life. Some people say I can't, I'm so glad I quit my job, whatnot. And some people are just like, I'm so glad that, I kept my job. So I just want to talk about that a little today in my experience, especially like someone who has a 9 to 5, who is a damn, in my opinion, I mean, it's always room to get better, but I think I'm very good, like, at managing three. My main channels are YouTube, like my coaching page. Well, I just say like my podcast page because I kind of want to get away from like the coaching, but the coaching is really for me. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm coaching myself through this life of things that nobody, I've really seen examples of, like certain things that I've taken into, is it repertoire, or certain things that I've built around myself, like habits or teachings and stuff I've seen from other like popular creators who have demonstrated some things in their life that I'm like, I want to, become that, or I want to have some of those techniques or some of those teachings, some of those principles. I can use that in my life to better my life. And so I thank God, for creators, because some of them are, in a way can be another mother, another father, another friend. I was about to say another lover, but just parasocially, teaching you how to do whatever you're looking for. So the internet can be a good place and a bad place, far as in like self help. Excuse me for yawning. I didn't really get much sleep today. I don't know. I've been like restless these last couple of days, and I don't think it has anything to do with content because last week I got pretty much good sleep, and I don't think I'm burned out or nothing. I don't know. Sometimes you get those spells when you're like kind of restless. I don't know. I've been thinking about, like I've been telling y'all about moving, about my finances. I've just been thinking about. Of course, I think about creating content all the time, but creating content doesn't stress me out. You get what I'm saying? Like I enjoy making content. The only thing about content is it takes so much time, and when you aren't in the place that you're making thousands, or you have brand deals and all this kind of stuff, you really don't have the time to, you know, sit down and just make content. Ooh, excuse me, I've got a lot going on. I guess my body is making me nervous recording this video, but yeah, it's just I wish I had more time, and it's only 24 hours in a day, and I feel like I don't think right now, because some people were saying like, content creation can be so time consuming, or like stress you out when you have to sign PRs or you have to do packages and all that kind of stuff. And I only had like experience with like one major, like brand deal. And then, uh, but yeah, I only had like one experience with one major brand deal, and I think it was pretty positive. But I think I signed over like my likeness to it. I'm not really sure, Um, all I know is during that period of time when, I had that partnership with them, I had hit like my first 3 million video, which was insane to me. Oh, I had said in my last video, I don't think I ever hit a million. And the thing is, I hit 3 million, with them. So I don't know, maybe I had the machine backing me. But yeah, now that I think about it, I did have a 3 million video. But like I was saying, I don't it's just a time, and maybe because I'm not like huge with content, and I've been doing this for years, and I can't like say like years because people in those videos when they were talking about creating content, they were doing it for like since they were children, like 15, and they ended up being like 26 or something like that, and they were talking about how they made 500 some $1,000 and how they was making six figures with content, and they wanted to go back to having a 9 to 5 because it wasn't regular content. Yeah, that's crazy. I keep yawning. But yeah. Other than that, I think everything's been really cool. Like I just been working. I've been working out. I've been doing my best. I've been counting calories. I guess trying to eat in a deficit, trying to make sure I eat the right thing, trying to stay away from fried food. Um, I finally played the game the other day, and that was different. So making content like surrounding that is just like I don't know, like it's so much. Maybe that's why I'm yawning, and I don't think it's so much because it's like when you break it down into sections, or like it doesn't become a lot. Like I was doing like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then try to take a break on the weekends. So when I did that, then it's turned out to like shorts and reels are like being pushed so much. So it's like instead of creating content every single day, you break your long form content down into shorts. And so then that turns into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's like you make one video and then you create four shorts from that. And that's so let's just say you drop a long form video on Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you drop shorts from it. So for me, like I make a ton of content. And so it's not really overwhelming. It's just time consuming. And I wish I just had more time. And I think that it's frustrating that I don't get like well, I feel like I should have a push or whatnot, but I just tell myself at the end of the day like maybe it's just not my time right now. And I just know that I'm not gonna give up when it comes to doing it. Doing content. I love doing content and I would my main goal is to be an artist. Like I really want to sing. I want to sing all different type of forms of music, and I just feel like if you can't break into the industry immediately, this is what you do. I feel like even if you do become an artist and the music isn't selling because you making 2 cents off of streams, I feel like that's why most artists get brand deals or they break off and do streaming or they break off and do acting or they break off and do whatever, besides what their music career is. So I went to school for like acting and I graduated and I didn't have an agent and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know how to do extra work. So if you know how to do extra work and like break into the acting industry, I would love to do that. I just don't feel that I don't feel stable. You get what I'm saying? Like in my mind, like I'm moving, like I have to get an apartment, and that was the thing too. Like when I was living on my own, like I wanted to do acting work, I wanted to do all that, but I'm like, what's gonna pay my bills? And when you hear the successful stories about artists who have finally made it, they was talking about how they were homeless, living in their car, how they skip meals and all that kind of stuff, and that's like, to me, that's so stressful, that's so bothersome in my mind that I would have to experience that, or I don't know how to navigate that. So I've been praying, and talking to God about how to navigate all these places in my life, like how I'm gonna make this move, how I'm gonna get into the industry, how, keeping my social media stuff going for a long time, and what that looks like for the near future. And I think that's maybe that's keeping me restless. Yeah, so I feel like that's what is a part of restlessness. It's like I don't even think I'm really worrying about it, but I feel like as the days are coming closer to when you're supposed to be ready, or when you're supposed to be achieving a certain thing, that's what brings the anxiety. That's what brings the restlessness. Because it's like I just feel like some things would just be easier. And then I feel like in my life too, like I don't know. I don't know. Certain things I keep off the internet, and I feel like I should just keep that off the internet. But it is when you feel like you're doing it alone, and I mean, I know I'm not alone, and maybe I can talk about this situation. I had like a anxiety situation to where I was having a couple of drinks or whatnot, and I really have a bad thing, like like when it comes to protecting myself, because I'm not gonna really go into that incident like that. It's just I just my mind, when it's time for me to, I guess in a sense what they're saying about content and stuff is right. Like filming all your life, like you lose a part of yourself. Like I know who I am, and I know what I want to do. It's just hard when you just feel like you have to make every decision by yourself, and like nobody really understands like where you trying to position yourself or where you trying to go, and nothing is gonna stop, like, so you can achieve your goals. And it's just like sometimes I just want like to be able to focus in one area. And I was explaining that, to my mom, like I don't, like I want kids too. And it's like I don't understand how you can just have kids and stop. Just some things don't seem feasible right now. And I don't like feeling that way. I like feeling like I can do it all and I don't need no help. And social media can make it seem like, it's all possible. And I know it is. I just feel like I'm getting older, and it's so many things. And I just try not to think about them, because it's like, what is thinking about the negative stuff going to get me? I don't want to think about the negative stuff. I want to remain positive. I want to look for positive things, and feel positive emotions. And sometimes when reality comes in, that bitch hit hard. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes she's unforgiving. It's unforgiving, and like you wanna I don't really give a fuck about like being perfect and all that kind of stuff. I just like to see rewards. Like I like to put in the work for things, and then I like to see myself be rewarded for the things that I've done. And this, like, doing content has like been one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life. You know, I don't know. And I won't say like it's just a constant, like, I might blow up today, I might blow up tomorrow, or this video did good, so let me try to recreate this, or I see this person doing well on here, in my niche, so let me take a little piece of that and like put it in my own way and see if that works for me. Like everything is like a constant trial and error, and even like down to this moving process, it's like it's a trial and error. And I don't know how I felt so confident the first time moving out. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to do this thing. I'm about to go. I'm about to, you know, and now it's like I'm really scared, and it's I don't know. They want you to have 2 times the rent. You know, fucking washing and drying. I don't have no car, so it's like only now that I'm getting on the camera do I think about things like this, and I'm like, maybe I'm worrying. Because otherwise, like, I have trust in myself. Like, I know I can do it. It's just now being on camera, it's like, oh shit, like, you really facing it. Like, this really finna happen. Like, you got like a month. And, yeah, I mean, I think everything else has really been great. And back to the content thing, I don't think, like, content really stresses you out. Like if you have other outlets that you go around, you know, other people, or if you like just mastered being alone. Because I seen that being like a big point of like their videos. They were talking about something like you lose who you are and you lose, you know, connection with outside people. I don't think so. Like maybe I'm just like one of those people, and I've talked to y'all might think I'm crazy, but I talked to ChatGPT about it because I'm like I can't really afford a therapist at this moment. Not $200 to $400 a week. No, I can't. And so it's like, well, you have insurance. I don't. God, dog it. Like it's so much like you gotta do. Like it's healthcare. It's working. It's insurance. It's paying rent. Your bills. It's entertaining yourself. Like having time for yourself. Having time for your friends. I sound like fucking Doechii. But life is fucking hard, and it's hard to maintain. And so I was talking to my mom, like, I don't know how you do this. You know, like, how, like, who taught you how to do this? And you had kids? And you had kids. So that's really kind of the update that I have this week. I don't really think I'm like struggling with anything or time. It's really more just like time management, like having time to work out, having time to be to work on time, having time to go to sleep, you know, having time to make content, you know, and having time to the main thing is distributing content. Cause you can make content, but you have to like also distribute the content. And then you got the platforms that they don't want you to reuse or repurpose the same content, so they give you low views. So it's like it's a constant like uphill battle with like being a content creator, being an entrepreneur, and seeing so much for yourself, you know. But I know I have it. I have the gift. I am the chosen one, and like I always say, I just hope that you can really learn something from my life, learn something from me. And if you think that this shit is easy, it's not. I've been doing this shit seriously since 2022. I started off with makeup videos, okay? Was shaving the beard off because I was a security officer and we couldn't have facial hair. So I was doing the wigs, the makeup. I've seen TikTok transform so much. I've moved over from TikTok to Instagram to Snapchat to I never did threads, and I just recently got on Twitter, maybe in like the last 3 years consistently. So all I can do is like keep going, and I encourage you to keep going, and whatever you see for yourself. Don't let nobody tell you that your dream is too big, and don't let social media convince you too much that something is too hard for you because they're explaining their experience to you. You can do it just as much as they can. Even if they had a bad experience, that doesn't mean that you will. With social media, with your job, with your career, with being an entrepreneur, with being a realtor, with being a plumber, whatever that you want to do, you know, because God created us, and we all have a place in this world. We all have a journey in this world to complete before we go home. So, with all that being said, I love you. I hope that you're doing well. You know, I hope you're doing superb. But if nobody told you all year, all month, all week, all day, I love you. And yeah, that's all I really have to say for this week. I hope you got something from it, because you know my ideas be all over the place when I don't be having a script. But I feel like videos come across more genuine when I'm just talking off the dome and sounding schizo or sounding I don't fucking know. But anyway, y'all, I will see y'all next week. And of course, I got to break some shorts up into this. But yeah, I love being honest and just letting y'all know what the real is. So if you like this video, do those things, do those social media things, follow, subscribe, share, all that. And I will see you next week. Thank you for watching.